All right, so wrapping up today with a deck that was actually one of my favorites when we first started, and then through balancing, they actually nerfed one of our key cards here up to 7 mana. So They Who Endure starts as a 1/1 with Overwhelm, so excess damage tramples over. And when it's summoned, it gets +1/+1 for every ally that's died in the entirety of the game. So our deck is basically an aggressive kind of tokens or aristocrat style deck, if you're familiar with those jargons from Magic, which basically means we play things like Haunted Relic, which summons these ephemeral units that die. We play things like Ravenous Butcher that kill our own things. We play things like Sentry to draw cards when it dies, or Cursed Keeper to summon an Abomination when it dies. So we've got a lot of things that we don't mind throwing away, and things such as Glimpse from the Beyond, as well as Blighted Caretaker that kill our own things, and we kind of churn through all of these ephemeral and cheap units that we don't mind getting rid of, like nickel and diming our opponent as we go. And the very tap end of our curve is 3 copies of They Who Endure. The card frequently comes down as a 10-10, 11-11, 12-12, and closes games out in a turn or two all on its own. So our champions in this deck, and again, the champions in this deck are almost kind of afterthoughts. Like, the big features of this deck are not the champion cards. That being said, our champions are still very reasonable. We've got Kalista here, which is an evasive threat here, fearsome, and levels when she sees 3 allies die. And then her leveled mode, every time she attacks, she summons back the strongest thing that's died as an ephemeral token. And she bonds with it, so it makes her harder to kill in combat. So she also summons things that die every turn. And then our other champion, Elise, summons a Spiderling every time she attacks. So she also generates bodies that die that work towards our They Who Endure. They Who Endure getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So in case we can't get through in combat, we've also got a couple copies of Atrocity. So we can kill an ally to deal damage equal to its power to anything. You'll often sacrifice a They Who Endure to just, kill your opponent out of nowhere, which is nice. This deck is not super big on the ephemerals. We have 2 Haunted Relics and 3 Caretakers as our only ephemeral things, so we don't have, we're not all in on the ephemeral theme, like some of the sharp decks tend to be. We actually made really good headway with the Dreadway combo deck, so hopefully we have a pretty good run with this one, and we could break into whatever is above Diamond here. What's above Diamond? Is there one more rank between Diamond and Masters? Or is it Masters after Diamond? I actually don't know. Is Masters above Diamond? Okay. This hand is honestly just stellar. I'm gonna mulligan the Fury of the North, but we have here one of the best starts in the deck. So we can bank spell mana in the first couple of turns, and then on turn 3, we Haunted Relic for the Unleashed Spirits, and those spirits will level up Kalista right away, which is great. Very, very, very powerful.
That egg. Did it move?
Opponent is playing Thresh Lux, probably a control deck. Our hand would be better if we were attacking on odds. You're not wrong. In fact, because we're attacking on evens, I think I'm going to play the Cursed Keeper here. After playing the game for a while, I realized how few non-games and runaway games there are. I was so used to that I thought I was doing something wrong, but I realized it's a good thing and not something to be concerned over. Yep. Big mood. Big mood. And then next turn, I'll have 5 mana total, so I can Bark Beast and Haunted Relic and still have Glimpse up. Bark Beast gets bigger when an ally dies, which is very powerful. This is going to be one of those turns where ordering my attacks is very important. How do you feel about Vile Feasting this? Oh, I guess if I Vile Feast it, they'll have a 3-4. Do I want a Glimpse for a 4-3 here? Is that good? I'm not even sure that that's good enough. I think I want to Vile Feast this after, like, I think it's going to block my Mark Beast, and I can Vile Feast it before damage happens. No way we attack with Kalista here. Why? It's going to level up. It's going to be a 5-4. You think it's HP matters? I guess that's fair. Alright, sure. I'll buy that for $1. Hey, thank you for the 5 months, Erictron. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What are these blocks? I would Fizz Shoulders here, but if they have a Ranger's Resolve, we get blown out, so I'm going to be conservative and not Fizz Shoulders. We do unfortunately lose the Spider from the Vile Feast here. He looks pretty alive to me. Oh, well maybe you should put it in creative. Hey, we don't say hate. That is not nice. Listen, chat, when you are 5 years old, essentially everything that happens to you is the worst thing that's ever happened in your life. It's a very traumatic experience. Play nice and do not kill each other in the game or real life. Thank you. Well, poop. or real life. Listen. I don't want to leave them like they think they have it out there, chat, okay? I want them. Fury of the North's a great pickup here. We get this back too here, so we're gonna get another Escaped Abomination, which is great. Dying in Minecraft is traumatic, and I'm 23. Hey, do you have a trick? I am doing awesome, Full Metal. Life is swell, Runeterra is great. Justice will be served. Boo. Use Fury to push damage and then Atrocity later. No, I think I need to kill their lifelink thing. So doing this denies their gain 5 here. If this was trading, I might let that happen and let them gain life, but they're not trading because this is as tough. Yeah, I think that's a good exchange for me.
We can do this.
I think I do this, and then when they attack, I block an Atrocity. Really, they're just passing. Okay. Wow, that's a good draw. Whew. So, notable here that I'm ordering my 3 power things first. Oh, we're super dead to a judgment.
This is my choice.
Oh, shoot. I should have... Oh, they can't have judgment now, right? I atrocity the first one, right? I should have played around this though, and I should have furied the Spark Beast.
I've been hiding my
Super dead. Super dead.
No more holding back.
Ugh. We almost beat double Radiant Guardian in 13 cards. Well, I mean, come on! What kind of BS is that? We are so close. Oh.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
That card is still very good.
By the light.
All right. Let's draw atrocity, chat. One of your finest atrocities, please. Excuse me? Is that how it works? Is that bugged? That shouldn't work that way, right? Why does that work that way? Can anybody explain that to me? Sure, but they shouldn't draw cards, right? The way this is worded, it feels like the drawing cards depends on killing the ally. That's... I feel like if that's the intended behavior, they need to reword this card. I definitely believe that could be the intended behavior.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
They used Glimpse beyond on an unkillable thing, and they drew 2 cards with it.
There's nothing to fear.
I'm pushing my luck here a little bit. They could hit a burst spell. It's possible I'm just supposed to attack with They Who Endure and Kalista there. They didn't do anything again. Do I continue playing around a Ruination, or do I just attack here? I can only put one more thing into play anyways. I think I just attack. Just hope for the best.
Skitter out from the darkness.
Probably an idiot. Like, I guess if they had Vengeance, they would have played it, right?
Hold back the darkness.
We're probably gonna die to laser beams here. Wow, rough.
So young.
That was a close game.
Vengeance will come another time.
I think you should draw 2 if your opponent kills the target, or you shouldn't draw 2 if it can't die. Yeah, that's my understanding, Jakari. I agree that that's the hang-up / inconsistency for me. If I can kill the target to deny them drawing 2, they shouldn't draw 2 if their thing can't die. It should either, it feels inconsistent. Because if I can kill the thing in response, it feels like, well, you're depending on it dying to get to draw cards. Sajani, Misfortune. Hey, was that you, Felcro? Good games. Good game? Good luck in the rest of your ladder today. Never not Hawk on 1, chat. Except for all those games where we just didn't have it, but always Hawk on 1. Man, our hand was like really bad and just like runner there. Coming in clutch.
The Winter's Claw.
Ready the torches.
Do I trade these? I'm gonna get to Blighted Caretaker next turn. You wanna skip block here and just kill this with Blighted Caretaker?
Everyone's a garden.
That's intentional. Yeah, I believe that that's an intended way. It's just like I said, that it feels unintuitive. I feel like if that's the intention, the wording could be updated, but I'm also not sure how exactly I would want the wording to be to make it feel more intuitive. Yeah, the discard aggro decks are sweet. The push on Urchin was a solid upgrade there. Wow, brutal. I guess at least they didn't kill my 2/1 that's permanent. Wanted to keep the one that was gonna hit this though. Unfortunate. Oh, they're Bilgewater, Fridge Lord. Misfortune, right? I don't know why I was expecting them to be noxious. Someone that's seen more play recently.
Always forward.
Look out for Reavers. Alert the village.
Alert the village.
Nothing escapes my watch.
Nothing escapes my notice.
There's no escaping, chat. There's no escaping. Not his watch or his notice. Huh. Think we get an Everglade Collector out here? It could be right to push with these two.
From every fallen, a new seed.
Getting this out with Everglade Collector in play is a lot more damage though, because all those ephemeral units are gonna die.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
The homestead.
I probably don't want to attack with this because of all their Make It Rains. I don't really want to run this into a 3-power thing and then lose it to their removal spell.
I know what I'm doing. My kind of party.
Oh, well, we played around the other Make It Rain. Just
The signal.
a real shame where their Make It Rains have gone. We even hit the Vile Feast here, so if they wouldn't have hit this 2/1, we would have killed their Misfortune with it. It's hard knock life, chat.
The ocean charts our course.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
Pierce that treasonous hearts.
What a waste.
That's very punishing.
Love ya.
So now we're gonna play Haunted Relic on defense, or do I just Callista Black Spear this? I'm gonna play this on defense. We'll be able to Black Spear next turn after this ephemeral thing dies. I think I just play this as a fog to level this up. It's not strictly fog, 'cause this is Overwhelm, but close enough.
Always forward.
You have earned your fate.
This is another Kalista, so I think I just let this one go to 1 here. They have no mana left.
Mwah. I'll be damned.
You have a third Make It
Feel no
Rain.
fear, show no mercy.
Sajani. Yep. They're mostly tapped out, so we get to pretty safely draw 2 cards here.
The guilty will suffer.
Let me go ahead and mark 3 damage on this now.
Makes us stronger.
Yep. Got Kalistas. Do I plan to add a Runeterra deck to the website? So Mobalytics does a pretty good job of basically doing what I provide on my website already, so I kind of feel like it would be redundant. So as of right now, no.
You will never find peace.
I was forced.
Oh. So Warning Shot levels this, and then the Overwhelm damage is going to reduce my power to 0, which lets them kill my things. That's brutal. Or we could just be dead. Yep. Yep. It's a hard dock light, chat. Ooh, we're hoping to climb a little bit with this one. It's not looking so hot so far. Back down to Diamond 3. Monster! Thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate the almost 2 years. Welcome back. Karma Lux. So, definitely a controlling deck. I think I actually need to mulligan everything but Kalista here, looking for a good curve. How's this deck been? This deck's been okay. Both the decks we played before this one were really good, though. The Dreadway combo that we played second day was excellent. A lot of really good games in the set. Not quite Hawk on 1, but it'll do in a pinch.
There can be
Yes, yeah, the fact that we're attacking on odds is great for sure. I agree.
Let's mess some folks up.
I should actually do these one at a time because they could have Rangers resolve here. So I could put both of these on the stack in the middle at the same time, but yes, that was actually the one thing about this deck list that I almost changed based off of the list on Mobalytics, is getting to a third Nevergreen Collector is probably not a bad idea. It's just so far away from happening. Howdy, Steel. He's been good. So, played our spirits there for little value, sans leveling Kalista. It does work up They Who Endure eventually too, which is nice, but really big upside here is getting her leveled.
The sun is shining. We should too.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
How's Tempo Endure been so far? Pretty underwhelming. I mean, getting kind of picked apart so far.
A beacon in battle.
So young.
I appreciate the 12 months, Creamy. Unfortunately, I will understand if you drop your sub. If I move away from doing magic stuff a little bit, I'm kind of expecting... I think I do this. I'm kind of expecting to lose some people when I do that, but it doesn't look like magic's changing anytime soon, so... Okay, I'm probably going to be on a magic break until their rotation happens in the fall.
We weren't expecting callers.
The Overlay, unfortunately, does not show the level champions. No, there was never an announcement scheduled today. I just assumed after the last weekend that they would realize they need to make changes, but apparently they think everything's fine. And if they think everything's fine, I'm probably just wrong. And that probably means I need to take a break from Magic. If other people are enjoying the current format, more power to them.
Guides me.
Big fan of letting people like things. Radiant Guardian is so tough. I think with the second They Who Endure in hand, I should play this one out.
There is hope.
What happened this past weekend? The Pro Tour. Look at the results and the metagame of the Pro Tour finals that happened this past weekend and both smaller historic tournaments that happened this weekend. Spoilers, they were all rancid.
Mossian border from here.
Well, I mean, with the third They Who Endure, I guess we're just playing that out here and then smacking them. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on that. I think we're going to take August off of holding an open, BZ. Holding a Runeterra open isn't logistically feasible because there's no site like MTG Melee for Runeterra, and there's no in-client support yet. Probably dead here. No, for those that haven't kept up, Historic became, it became standard. Teamer Reclamation is everywhere in Historic. Literally the best thing you can be doing in every format on Arena right now. In my opinion, Magic sucks right now. Now, unfortunately, the logistics of running a Runeterra open just aren't feasible. The amount of work that has to go into running tournaments on things like Smash.gg is just like it's messy.
I fight for the fallen. Justice will be served.
You know it's bad when dying to Trod and getting Chalice are the best ways to play Magic. Don't be mean to Creamy.
Stay back. Hold back the darkness.
When was the last healthy Magic metagame? I think M20. I think Standard last summer was a fine Magic format. Yeah, I also liked Oko versus Field of the Dead. I actually really liked that format.
Stay back. Hold back the darkness.
I see every move.
Yeah, opponent's deck's got a lot of beef in it. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more shake, but if we get beat up one more time, I think I'm gonna be done with it. Our games have not felt super competitive. Definitely feels like we're just getting our butt handed to us over and over again. Jinx, Twisted Fate. Maybe I keep a Caretaker. Yeah, I mean, the viewer, like I've said a lot, the viewer count at the end of the day doesn't really matter, TDM. It's always going to fluctuate up and down a bit, depending on a lot of factors. Fred the Third, thanks for the 25 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. If you try and value yourself based on metrics in the job that I do, you're just going to go insane. There's a lot of volatility and variability that's outside of your control. So, I think we Kalista here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and we'll Kalista when we have Glimpse mana up. We'll bank a couple of spell mana here. Yeah. Yeah, like, ad revenue from viewer count doesn't really become, like, livable money until you're, like, hitting something crazy like 2,500 concurrents or so consistently.
Something for all.
Oh, that could have enabled Kalista. Yeah, that's true. That's fine. Ooh, that's a good thought. If I glimpsed the Hawk instead, this would have not had extra damage on it. That's a good catch. Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so we're gonna double File Feast this, I think. Thanks for the 17 months, Stormy. I appreciate it. Do I want to level Kalista in response here? It'll still die, but then my next Kalista will be leveled. Probably not.
Our vengeance has burned long enough. Act now!
Alright, no suit up. That's good for us. Why not glimpse her? That could be okay.
Everyone's a garden.
So we're looking to dodge. They burned a Twisted Fate there. So looking to dodge their third Twisted Fate.
Welcome.
Nick. We're doing alright. This Tempo Endures felt a little bit mediocre, but the other two actually played today felt good. That damage that I left on this coming back to hurt us here a little bit. So if I had sequenced better, this would be a 4-3. Yeah, I think we just double glimpse here, I agree. Good one. An opponent's going down to 3 here, which is inside of atrocity range now. I did not have mana to cast atrocity, I only had 5.
Our winner is you.
You're correct though, if I could cheat, it would have been lethal.
Come on, give it a try.
I guess I could jump here and Vile Feast this too. Just paper magic, we can make that play. Yep. Yep. I don't think there's any reason to go for it here.
Pull the string.
Like, we're super far ahead. I'm pretty sure we just bank spell mana.
Spin, spin, spin. You win.
There you are.
They could have Mystic Oh, I could have gone for it with this one. Yeah, that's true. I think we're in a pretty good spot here, right? Oh, I lose the 4/3 instead of the hooker.
We're doing it!
I assumed I was going to lose one of the ephemerals. I don't think it matters here. Well, they just leveled Jinx. Jinx does not make a rocket the turn she levels, which is nice.
The little ones will miss you.
Alright, found an aggro match and won. It's unfortunate they conceded before we could challenge their units, though. Need to get that quest done. Runeterra is both great and cheap. You're not wrong. For the price of one mythic wild card on Magic Arena. Sorry, 2 mythic wild cards, you can build a tier 1 deck here. It's like 30 bucks for 2 mythic wild cards.
Flavor and spice.
Come closer. I don't bite. What's your hurry?
So... harsh but fair.
Be Demacia. Can you stomach this?
So we can play out these, eat the hawk. These will become 4/4s. Does not know the name Laurent.
Run them. Aha. Feel the sizzle.
This is like super awkward for them. Okay, they're hooking the hawk, sure. So I get to put this here. And none of these attacks seem great for them.
A morsel of regret.
Again, the fact that support is left to right and combat results left to right, being a scotch awkward there for our opponent. Our hand also a scotch awkward here.
This is my opponent.
fate of mortals and spirits falls to me.
Strength in grace, beauty in the blade.
I think I need to do this just to charge up these They Who Endure. I also get to glimpse here.
So I go.
Hardly fair.
Yeah, I agree. The positioning based stuff is really, really enjoyable. I don't know, in a game like Magic, I'd agree with you. In Runeterra, you pretty consistently get to play these cards. I should have, this is a mistake. I should have eaten my 2-1 inside of combat, but I guess the same result just happens, right?
Understood.
This will not take long.
Okay. This deck makes a lot of small sacrifices to power up a valuable 7-drop. Like, literal sacrifices, then we sacrifice our units? Sure. In terms of, like, cards that we're playing that we wouldn't normally be playing, I don't know if that's strictly true. Trample is much better in this game than it is in Magic. And it's not particularly close.
The quiet of the woods, there's nothing like it.
There you are.
I sense an imbalance.
Wow, that's a great draw. Is that the best draw in our deck? It's probably pretty close. Yeah, I agree, JPaz. We're supposed to get the third set with another color next month.
The balance has been maintained.
And we're dead. I think we're dead. Trample goes over the bubble, but we still have to assign damage equal to its toughness. I guess we can draw Atrocity.
These woods belong to us.
They're beating it if they want to attack with their scout first. Yeah, I agree. Not opening attacks would be a big mistake for them. They should attack with everything and not get their scout in. They just get their barriers up and smash us and grab some of our things. Like it's plenty lethal because Shen's leveled, so like not only does this barrier all their stuff, but it gives them all 3 attack. They probably just have a barrier in their hands, so this isn't going to work. Is that all 3 of our endures?
I sense an imbalance.
Hardly fair.
Was it combat? It's combat. I think we're only through 2, right? So we could draw one more here. This means Atrocity's still lethal, so we've got a 3rd Endure and 2 Atrocities. Oh, I can still draw Atrocity on their turn. Yeah, I always forget that. Yeah, we had one more draw. I had one more. I didn't have another draw for the Endure. Thank you for reminding me. It's one of those magic things where we don't not like it's not seared into my brain that I get draws on their turn. Yeah, this is pretty underwhelming. I think this deck's always had kind of a tough control matchup, and like. Honestly, like, I know we were drawing towards Atrocity in that game there. This card's kind of awkward with the Frostbite deck being one of the best decks in the format too. Like, they can Frostbite your thing in response. You just want to, like, cry a little bit. Honestly, this whole deck in general is probably not great against the Frostbite decks too, right? Because, like, you're leaning on challengers to challenger stuff early, and then you're trying to close out with this that also gets Frostbitten. I don't even know that it's just, like, strictly the nerf that made this deck worse, so much as, like, the format changing also. Like, obviously, They Who Endure costing 7 instead of 6 doesn't do us any favors, but honestly, I don't know that even if this card costs 6 mana still, that I would want to recommend playing this deck. Like, I felt like a lot of the games we were winning and losing, this costing 1 less probably doesn't change anything. I have not Nivik. Yeah, maybe if you want to leverage this card better, you want to rebuild to not be an aggressive deck. I do know, like, you know, like these Butchers, these Bark Beasts and stuff, we definitely just felt like we got really beat up by the more controlling decks that we played against. Like, every time our opponent put a Radiant Guardian into play, I just felt like I could never win the game again. All right. At any rate, that's going to be it for me, folks. I really appreciate everybody who tuned in. If you're a new viewer that enjoyed my Runeterra stuff today, I'm doing Runeterra stuff basically every single day. We're doing 2 to 3 constructed decks. They're going up on my website and my YouTube channel, so be sure to check out both of those places as well. Lots of great content up there. I'll be back again tomorrow morning about 11 a.m. Central Time. And for folks who are my regulars, I'm going to be posting a video about my generic content plans for the next month or so later tonight. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Everybody stay safe out there, everywhere out in the world. Peace, folks.